A grand day out by, of course, Wallace and Gromit. Yes, that's right, guys. Wallace and Gromit, that was the clue. Because today, my special guest is none other than the guy who voices the most incredible cartoon character of all time. Now, as you know, the followers of me, you know that Wallace and Gromit is my favourite cartoon of all time. I love it more than Looney Tunes. I love it more than any Disney movie. Like, they are literally the best duo in history of animation. So, as we all know, Peter Sallis was the original voice of Wallace, and unfortunately we lost him 9 years ago now. God, that time has flown. But Wallace is still going. And so with me today is none other than the guy who voices the big cheese himself, no pun intended. Please welcome the very talented, the super, and the iconic and amazing Ben Whitehead.
Oh, hello, Reese. That was a big build-up.
Thank you.
How am I going to live up to that build-up? Hello, everyone.
Yes.
Nice to be here. And sorry about the last time.
Don't apologise.
Well, I shouldn't, because it wasn't my fault.
Exactly.
But I'm just sorry, that people weren't here or whatever else. But I'm here now.
Yes, he's alive, guys. Don't worry. He didn't get taken by Feathers McGraw or anything like that. He's here, guys. Don't worry.
Locked in a cupboard.
Yeah, with the diamond. Ben, it's really amazing to have you on the show. Thank you again so much for doing this. This really is not just a big thing for me, but also for the listeners and everything else. And it's just a huge honour to have you here today. You are literally, microphone's good. You are literally, as I said, the biggest guest I've ever had on the show.
Wow.
And not only that, but the fact you've come into the studio as well is even much better for me and for everybody who's tuned in. It's just such an honour to have you here. It's very surreal for me as well. But as a Wallace and Gromit fanatic, it's going to be. But, the fact that I got to meet you on that tube and say hello, and you said yes to coming on the show, it's really does mean a lot. And so, just again, I can't thank you enough for doing this.
Listen, it's a pleasure to be here. And I like to get out of the house as well.
As we all do.
Sitting in front of a screen doing a Zoom on this thing. No.
No, that was COVID times. We've gone past it now.
I get to come to Penge as well. It's very nice, Penge.
Yeah. Especially in this weather.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right, okay. So we've got quite a lot to talk about, of course. I know that we're not just going to be obviously talking about Wallace and Gromit and everything like that. We've got so much stuff we want to talk about. Plus, I know you've got something you want to promote later on as well.
I have. It's not a movie, but, it's
something.
It's
But let's get down to the very beginning, because obviously what I do on the show is no matter who the person is, what they've done, it's always about their journey, who they are, what they do, what led them to wanting to do what it is they're doing today, and everything like that. So the first question I've got for you is, have you always wanted to be a voice actor?
Well, no. I mean, I didn't always want to be an actor, is the truth of it. And I was started out. So I couldn't do much else, to be honest with you. I think when you're young and when you're at school, the bit that I realise, and as I tell young people now, the moment you start giving up your spare time and your after hours school stuff to something, the bit that you do after school, I think, is very important, because you're going, right, this is extracurricular now. I am concentrating. I'm giving up my free time when I could be, I don't know, getting into trouble and or playing computer games or whatever. I'm doing this, and I think realising quite late that after school, I didn't do after school drama. There was no drama at my school. It was far too boring. But yeah, there was you know what, they came into school, this theatre company came to the school and said, we need some Montagues and Capulets. We're going to be doing an open air Romeo and Juliet. And everyone was like, no, I'm not interested in that. But you'll be trained in stage combat. And all the boys went, yeah, me, I didn't get a part, but I worked as a stage manager on it. And I thought, yeah, this is great. I really enjoy this. I think that was it. I'd done a school play. There's two Lincoln story series. So he did the school play, and all the boys would usually get picked. The boys and girls would get picked for the play. They didn't want to do it because they were only doing one-off nights. And so, I won't do any more than a 3-night run, as a school kid. So all the people like me, we got a chance to step in, you see. So all of a sudden, I found myself acting, and I was like, this is quite good. And I studied up in Liverpool. Didn't do very well in my A-levels, of course, because I'm pretty bad at exams, it has to be said. But
so I'm bad at maths, mate. So
that I scraped through that one there. But anyway, this is a long way round. But I did get up to Liverpool, and I did a library course up there, which I didn't complete. I'd switched to drama because I got in a play. I did the drama club, you see, up there, and then I auditioned for a play. And I went to the Fringe, and so I got into the drama, and I studied drama in Liverpool. And you come out of it, and you come out of uni, and you're like, well, what do I do now? It's all of a sudden, and I worked as a little bit in film production as a runner, because I thought I might want to do that. But the first acting job I had was at the Museum of the Moving Image.
Okay.
I was thinking about this because I was on the South Bank. So that really combined my two things, my love of film and getting a chance to sort of play and tell jokes and be silly as well. It was a fantastic job, that. It used to be on the South Bank there, where the BFI is.
Yeah, I know it, yeah.
Do you remember it?
Yeah.
Because it closed 2000, I think. Not long after I sounded like I had a problem with it, handed it closing. No, it was a fantastic job. I really enjoyed it. I'm working down there on the South Bank as well. But I sort of spent a bit of time, and I worked in, attractions and things like the London Dungeon. That was great fun working there, by the way. I made friends for life down there.
Wow.
We had a real laugh, but it was it was quite unpleasant working conditions there. But the thing I kept thinking was like, I should be a teacher or something. Forgetting my mother's advice when I was young.
Oh, okay.
This is what I said to my mum when I said, maybe I want to be an actor, but it's a bit hard to get work, isn't it? Someone told me it's really hard to get work, which of course it is. And I said maybe I should be a teacher, or maybe a doctor or something like that. And she said, what do you think teachers and doctors do when they finish work? They watch actors. And it sort of validated it. It said there'll be a job for you. People will always want to watch actors. They want to hear stories. So that was really important. But by the by, I still found myself thinking, I'll do a teacher training course. And I dropped out of that. Okay. It was down in Devon. It was lovely, but it wasn't. And I got a phone call from a friend who'd seen me at a bit of a low ebb, and she said, I've got this job with Aardman. She lived in Bristol. She said, I got this job with Aardman Animations, and we're just casting for the Curse of the Were-Rat. We didn't know it was called that at that point. So I'm just reading in lines as they're casting for the characters, because there's loads of characters in this one, unlike the previous Wallace and Gromit
of course,
which would only introduce one or two characters per film. And she said the male voice actor's dropped out.
Oh,
he's not available for whatever reason. I can't remember.
Okay. Can
you get to Bristol in 2 hours and just read some lines?
Ooh.
For Steve Box, and it turned out.
Yeah.
So I went to the big Aztec West studio there, and I'm walking in. I've told this story before, but it's just I walked in and
it's fine. I've never heard this.
They had these chicken heads in cases on the walls because they'd just done the chicken run.
Yeah,
they're all there. And this is amazing. and he said, could you just read the lines of Wallace, just because obviously they don't get Peter Sallis in to audition people. And I read them and I said, I could sort of do a voice, like, do you want me to have a go at doing an impression? And he said, sure, why not? And that was it. And I just sort of did it. And he was like, it's pretty good. And so what happened was sort of working on it and reading in whilst they were recording it, and we were reading in for Helena Bonham Carter and Ralph Fiennes, the actors in that. It's me dropping out of a course, and the next day I'm in a room with these two. You know what I mean? Going, what's happened to my life? Incredible. It was very exciting. It was an amazing thing to just really fall into in that way. Being in the right place, right time, but also sort of being in the right frame of mind to take it on. So a lucky break, I think, in many ways.
But because also that was the first Wallace and Gromit feature, plus they were still in partnership with DreamWorks at the time. So it must have been like, oh my goodness, this is like me taking part in a way of a Hollywood movie, sort of, in a way, So what was the character again that you played in
Mr. Leachin.
Mr. Leachin, that's right.
Yeah, when the sort of crowd scenes, I believe. I don't know, I've not heard myself in it. I've watched it many times and gone, that was me. I think that was me. But yeah, I was involved very much with the recording of it that we did. So I got to meet, honestly, it was so exciting, and it's Aardman. And you see, the thing is, Reese, you see these people coming into audition, and I learned it back then, and these are big names coming in, and they want that job, because it's Aardman,
of course,
and they love it, and their kids love it.
Because funny enough, there's a documentary called Aardman, a Grand Day In or Grand Night In, that came out.
The anniversary.
I think it was 2015, and I remember Martin Freeman, because he was in Pirates. He said, no, Aardman don't beg actors. We beg them to be in the
that's
film.
absolutely
And I
right.
remember Hugh Grant as well, because he's a very fussy actor with his scripts. He said he was throwing away all these scripts, don't want to do this. But as soon as he saw Aardman on one of the scripts, he went, "Oh, I'm doing this."
I'm telling you. I think that was the turning point in Hugh Grant's career.
Right, yeah.
I think since Pirates, this man's just gone on to prove his comedy chops.
Yeah.
Because he's a very funny man and a very nice man to work with as well, I have to say.
Awesome. And also, he's got horror chops just recently for Heretic.
I didn't mind that, you know.
Yeah.
I thought that was all right. I thought he was good in it.
He was really
like
good.
a lot of horror films. Sort of, for me, it sort of unravels a bit in the last 10 minutes, which happens quite a lot. But I kept me going.
But I got so invested with Hugh Grant talking about iterations for the entire film.
Yeah.
I honestly wouldn't have minded if it was Hugh Grant talking about iterations for an hour and a half, because I got so invested in that scene.
Yeah.
That's literally my favourite entire scene of the film.
Yeah.
And then as soon as it stops, I'm like, oh, I was enjoying that.
Yeah.
I honestly was getting so invested in the whole, this is iteration, and all this. I was like, this is so investing. Yeah. I could literally just watch him for an hour and a half to, and then that would be the movie. I'd be like, that was really good. Honestly, I love that part. Right, so obviously, so as you said, your first Aardman star was Curse the Were-Rabbit. So what I'm really more interested to know is because I know you said you did some Wallace impressions to read the lines.
Yeah.
But when was the time where they looked at you or said to you, could you possibly do Wallace in the video games and stuff like that? So what was the starting point of that?
The first one was the video games. The Grand Adventures. There were 4 games back to back.
I've actually played the Bumblebee one.
The Fright of the Bumblebees.
Yeah.
I have not played any of them because I don't have a PC. So I've never played any of them. But that was a very intense job. I've never worked like that since. The amount of lines we hammered out on those recordings.
Yeah.
And I remember working with Peter Sallis. I remember him talking about video games and what, like he wasn't a fan of doing them.
No.
So I did think, right, okay, well, this is this is like you get this job, and I was so grateful for it. But like the level of graft on it was unlike anything I've done since. I say, I'm not breaking my back down a mine or anything, but you can't there's only so much you can put on the voice anyway. But that was the first one, and they went down very well. I found out years after that I won an award for that. No one told me.
Oh, congratulations!
They said Games Stooge or something like that. It was. I thought, I won an award and I didn't even know about it. But it's always right. And I thought, right, who was I up against? Right, that's the thing. Mark Hamill. As a Joker, and I thought,
my goodness,
I just beat Luke Skywalker.
So
that was it. I was like, come on.
There you go.
I did. There wasn't a ceremony, and I didn't know about it till years after.
Oh.
And I think it's to date the only award I've ever won. So.
Oh, okay. All right. That's well. Congratulations either way. At least you can say I beat Mark Hamill. I beat the Joker. Screw Batman. Wallace beat him. Because do you know what's so funny when you say about doing the video game stuff? The first time I remember discovering a change in Wallace's voice, there was an advert about the IPO or something like that. It was a science competition or something like that.
Oh my goodness!
And it came out not long after A Matter of Life and Death.
Yeah.
And I remember what happened was, because I remember this so well, because I was 17 at the time. I was following Wallace and Gromit so much and everything, and there was a trailer, a clip of it. And people were commenting on YouTube, does Wallace doesn't sound a little bit like what? Is he okay? And stuff like that. And I know there was some bits like that, but I didn't actually notice it. I was like, I was like, it does sound a tiny bit deeper, but I think it's. And then when I did my research, and I was like, oh, they've got a new actor. I was like, that's great. And I said, do you know what? I actually didn't know the difference. But that was the first time I discovered there was a hint of the voice, if that makes sense, But honestly, I didn't see much of a difference. I was quite impressed.
I would have seen this role very much as an understudy, as you would in the theatre, and that's what I think was kind of the word that was used to describe what I did. I was Peter Sallis's understudy, and it's a very good job to understudy for. I remember doing that one, and I think that it was a science museum. It was in conjunction with a science museum, and I think it was the first time I worked with Merlin. So I worked with Merlin Crossing a lot. on the projects over the years until Nick came back and started working on Wallace and Gromit again. And yeah, that was the first one. I listened to that recently. Oh, good God. I mean, I don't sound good on that one. I've listened to that and gone like that. I've got a lot of work to do. And I think it was probably at that point they said, they did take me aside and said, we are going to see other people for this role. And I thought, well, that's that. You know, it's fun while it lasted. Please keep a number because, you know, I like working with you. And yeah, they came back to me sometime after and said, oh, I think we're gonna stick with you. Good. So yeah, that obviously made me feel good about things.
No, do you know?
I've always seen this, Reese, by the way.
Yeah.
This is just a set on point.
Yeah.
The pressure of doing this job.
Yeah,
because there would be a lot of pressure if I actually stopped to think about it. And when we made the feature film, I did. I've always looked at it professionally as I'm working with Aardman.
Yeah.
And that's what I say to people now. So what do you do? I'm a voice actor.
Yeah.
What do you do as a voice actor? Oh, you know, I work in animation. What do you do as a voice? I work with Aardman. Oh, like Wallace and Gromit. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And if they say, well, what do you do with Wallace and Gromit? I tell them and they go, what? No way. But up to that point, it's always like, I work with Aardman. And everyone goes, oh, no, they're brilliant, you know.
They are.
And that's the way I look at it. And it takes the pressure off you a little bit, but you go, well, no, this is a company you want to keep working with.
Exactly.
They're and
best. Also, this is what I was saying as well. I mean, by the way, your performance in Vengeance Most Foul was absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Honestly, I honestly don't see much of a difference between you. But like I keep saying to people or anybody, you're not trying to be Peter Sallis, you're being Wallace. There's a difference because Peter Sallis isn't Wallace and Wallace isn't Peter Sallis. You are being that character. Yeah. So sometimes when I see because there are people out there who like to cause an argument. Yeah. So they'll say, oh, it's not Peter Sallis. I go, yeah, he's not being Peter Sallis, he's being Wallace. Why don't you try and listen for once? You know what I mean? So I do defend you.
Thank you.
And, you know, absolutely, because I loved your performance in Vengeance Most Foul. Yeah. And honestly, I was like, this guy just nailed it so well. And I was watching so much behind the scenes. I watched your interviews and I was commenting on YouTube going, this man deserves to be nominated and everything like that. And I said, he's filling some big shoes. So I was literally praising and defending you on YouTube, on social media.
Whoa,
and literally, I just went for your rescue in a way. And I was like, these idiots obviously are deaf then if they're not listening to what he's trying to do. Right. I was like, he's being Wallace. He's not trying to be Peter Sallis. What are they going to do? Do a Last of the Summer Wine and just put him on there? Say, can you do Peter Sallis as well as Norman Clegg? Yeah. It's not going to happen. You know, but I literally, no, I seriously, I defended you to the death about that. And I was like, he's got it. So do you know what? This story is so incredible that you got the role and they went for you in the end. Did you happen to, when you met Peter Sallis and everything, when you did the impression and stuff, did he give you any notes about?
No. That wasn't something I did. I think because I was filling in for him when we were running. So we never worked together and me doing Wallace. Okay. And that was out of respect as well because you know someone. I'm sitting here now, and if people are saying, "Oh, he's not very good," I know certainly well. There's someone out there who's going, "I can probably do it better than him." You know what I mean? So there's always someone else there, you know. But after a certain time, you know, you can't do it anymore. Peter Sallis, his voice, you know, as far as I know, it never failed him. He always sounded absolutely fantastic. But
very iconic.
Well, exactly. But unfortunately, vision-wise, you know, it's very difficult for him.
Yeah, of course.
Because he suffered from macular degeneration, so it's so difficult to even see the script. And that was when I met him, you know, and it was '83. That he was 83 years old when we were working on Were Rabbit. I'm not still going to be alive. Let alone working. You know what I mean? There's no way I'm going to make it that long. But yeah, it was a real pleasure working with the man. I have to say, he was a very funny man. So I was reading. So basically, this is the situation. We're in the recording studio. I'm reading in for Ray Fiennes. Yeah. And he's doing Wallace, and I'm recording him. So I'm bashing the mic here. That's the first time I met him. He came in and they said, we've got to tell you, Peter's got a very dry sense of humour. But basically, he's really funny, essentially. Yeah. And he just came in and he sort of clocked us, and then he started tapping his cane like he couldn't see. And he was playing. And he said, "Are you Ray Fiennes?" And I said, "Yes." Which confused him, and then Brother jumped in with, "No, this is bad news. We'll be reading about Ray Fiennes." I just thought, well, how often am I going to get to be Ray Fiennes? You know, I'll take that. I'll be Ray Fiennes for a second. But yeah, it was a real pleasure. That's incredible. He was a very funny man, very dry, very honest. And yeah, like I said, one of the many people that I've had the pleasure of meeting and working with. I'm gushing like a proper lovey when I talk about it, but I'm an actor. What can I do?
Absolutely.
I'm genuinely am very happy to be in this profession.
Exactly, and I'm also very happy to know that I've met one of the Wallaces at least, because I always wanted to meet Peter Sallis, but I never got my chance. But so the fact that I got to meet you after is just as good.
We should talk about this at some point. Our chance meeting, I think as much as fun as it is talking about Wallace, and I could talk about it for a long time, and I have. I think there's definitely something we need to talk to the listeners about.
Yeah, absolutely.
The London Overground.
Yeah, so
Windrush Line.
So I'll tell you guys how me and Ben. I mean, I think my friends are listening anyway, but I'll tell the people who don't know. So basically, you know, me and Ben met on the internet. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No, so what happened was, I was actually generating. Don't tell them the real truth. No, I'm joking. So what happened was, I just did a normal radio show. I didn't have a guest or anything on that day. I came in, I'd done a normal show. It was, and you know, did what I needed to do. And I was meeting up with another radio presenter. I'll shout out to her, Sabrina Spencer. By the way, follow her. She's amazing. And we were talking about collaborating on some stuff and everything, because I do the filming and everything. She was like, "Oh, can you film one of my shows?" I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." So I didn't come home at my normal train and everything. So by chance, which is just amazing, I got on this carriage, on this particular train, and who sits opposite me but none other than Mr. Ben Whitehead.
There we go.
But what was fun, the only reason I didn't quite recognise you at first is because I think you had a haircut. Because when I saw you in an interview, you had more hair. And
it's going, Reece.
But that's how I did. But then I looked and I was like, and then luckily I did recognise your face, and I thought, oh, so that's why I just went, "Hi, sorry. You are Ben, aren't you?" Ben White. He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Do you mind if I just come and say hello to you?" And you were like, "Yeah, feel free." And then,
I have to say at this point, see, this doesn't happen to me very often.
No.
This has happened to me twice, maybe 3 times, that people have said, "Excuse me, are you the fella who does the voice of Wallace?" And I was everyone said, I was away the other week. I said, "Oh, you're on the radio. They're talking about you on radio too." And it was Sarah Cox, and she was basically saying, "Oh yeah, because he doesn't do anything else, does he? So you wouldn't know who he was. But what a legend, you know." I was like, "Yeah, that's kind of makes me feel good." but it's true. It does. It's amazing being, you know, voicing this iconic figure. And Wallace, he's everywhere. You know, you see him everywhere. He's beloved, but I can walk around usually and sit on a train and get angry and do what everyone else does.
Exactly.
Without everyone going, "Oh, look at it's him," you know, him off the telly or whatever.
Well, it's a good thing I know my films and media and stuff, isn't it? Well, that's how much of a film buff I was. As soon as I saw you, I was like, but honestly, if I didn't say hello to you on that tube, I knew it was you, I would have been banging my head every day. I'd have been like, why didn't I get my chance? Because I am an opportunist, and look, you only live once, right? Sometimes you're never going to get any experiences when you can. So for me, it's going out there, just meeting that person, seeing what they're like, saying hello to them. If that person's like, "Look, sorry mate, I don't want to know," see, I'll go, "Okay, fine, I'll walk away." But the fact you let me sit next to you and we were just having a normal conversation, because look, it was lovely to meet you and everything. And I was a little bit shocked to see you, but I wasn't going to be like, "Oh, I love you so much," like normal fans do. Look, I'm very approachable with people as normal people, because you're a human being, I'm a human being. I'm not going to jump on you and say, "Can you autograph? Oh, sorry. Can you sign this? Can you autograph
with your microphone here?"
I don't run the microphone.
It's got the droop.
I wasn't going to say, "Can you sign this? Can you do that?" No, none of that. I am a professional person when it comes to like. I thought, look, I want to ask you about my radio show. Is there an opportunity? You might say yes, whatever. If you'd have said, "Look, sorry, mate, I can't do it," whatever, I would have said, "You know what? It's fine. I asked. It's all signed." Because the worst thing you could say is, no, thank you. That's fine.
Exactly.
But I'm not going to lie. When he said, "Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that," I'm not going to lie. I did think you was joking.
No, not at all, man. No. Well, I love radio, you know. I love radio. It's a great thing to do, and I probably talk too much, but, you know, it's useful, I suppose, on the radio.
The good thing about this show is you can talk as long as you want. As long as we get to play the ads, it's fine. Honestly, meeting you on that day, it was my adrenaline was like so up and everything, and I was like, this is going to be amazing. And you came at the right time. Like I said, I just interviewed another bunch of people who've been in some big films, and what makes it so lovely is nowadays when you meet some people, you'll say to them, oh, you know, can you do an interview? Can you? And there are some that are like, no, I'm too important for that, and they get really like basically you're there.
Too busy. It's too busy.
Well, busy, yeah. Sometimes they say that, and then they're in LA at a spa. But no, but what's
important
really...
work being in an LA at a spa. Let me say.
Yeah,
it's what keeps the business going.
But what's really lovely is the fact that when you do meet one of your idols, and they say, yes, I'm happy to, you know, me and do this, it honestly to me is a huge honour, and it's a respect, and it's lovely to know that there are people out there who don't put their egos aside or think they're too important. It's like, yes, I would love to come and be part of this, not because obviously the show we're doing, yes, we are promoting you, but at the same time you're helping me build up my show, and at the same time you're also giving me the entertainment for the listeners who want to tune in and listen to you. Because when I mentioned straight away that you were going to come on, the response, I'm not gonna lie, big, massive response. Oh my God, how? What happened? All the, literally, how did you get him? Yeah, I was literally bombarded with so many questions. I was like, guys, I just met him on the tube. I asked him, he said, yes, chill. It's not like we went out for dinner. I said, by the way, I have this radio show, sir, and I, you know, like it was a big important steak dinner, and we had wine and candles and everything. It was literally just a nice meeting. But honestly, it means a lot that you are here, and it's incredible. And the fact, and your stories about the whole thing is really investing.
Well, you reminded me of another one, because you said you would have kicked yourself if you had said, oh, I'm very approachable, and like, you know, it's public transport. You're allowed to sit where you want, you know. Because this is
just not on my lap.
This entire row, 8 Oyster cards through the machine there. I was at Amersham Station. This is where I grew up, Amersham. I was back there on cinema one day, and Gabriel Byrne was on the platform. You know Gabriel Byrne. Ooh. And he's a good actor. He's great, Gabriel Byrne, I have to say. And I just saw him, and I sort of like, gave him a nod, raised my eyebrows, and he sort of pulled a slightly funny face. And I thought, there's no way I can go up and talk to Gabriel Byrne at Amersham Station. I just texted my brothers and sisters, go, Gabriel Byrne's at Amersham Station. This is Gabriel Byrne. He's at Amersham Station. What's he doing? Why is he in Amersham? I don't know. Maybe he lives here now. But yeah, I have to pluck up a lot of courage to someone outside of a working environment.
Yeah,
working is fine,
absolutely.
But other than, I did. It brings us on to the Academy Awards. And I told this story before, but we went to the Academy Awards last year, and I was there with Lauren Patel.
Oh, I'd love to interview her as well if I got the chance.
She's fantastic. She's so lovely. And have you seen the Small Profits? What's it called? Yeah, Small Profits.
Yeah, she's so good.
I've only watched episode 1. That's so good.
Yeah,
I can't wait to wait. I kind of try and watch TV, you know, like episode like once a week or whatever. You know what I mean? Like rather than binging it. It's brilliant. Anyway, just to track, it's like anyway, we're there going. Where are the famous people? We're at the Oscars. Where are the famous people? Willem Dafoe is behind you, and I was like, oh my God. I love Willem. And they're like pushing me towards. Go on, speak to him. Merlin gave me the little Wallace puppet there, you know, with his little thing on his head, because he'll know who you are now. And I was like, oh, Mr. Dafoe. I was so nervous.
Wow.
I had nothing to say to him other than, I'm a big fan of yours. He's
That's
like,
amazing.
Okay, thank you very much. You know, and his man was like, come this way now, Mr. Dafoe. We're gonna get you away from this weird.
That's
but it was good. We were hanging around with the with the animation guys, and with the winner Gens as well. You know, who directed Flow. Have you seen Flow?
Yes.
I only watched it for the first time very recently.
It made my wife cry. It's a really good film. But yeah, my wife was crying. She doesn't want to watch it again.
Yeah.
Because of a certain character that goes up in the sky.
Oh yeah.
She got really upset. But it's beautiful. And do you know what? That film did deserve to win, because the fact that guy, this is what I'm saying, what filmmakers do to really push themselves. He made it out of this free software. It took him about maybe 5 years, I think he was making it, and his efforts paid off. It's just like, again, that sort of thing just blows my mind. I love it. It's just, that's what I always root for. I mean, I'm glad Wallace and Gromit got nominated. Well done to them. But Flo did kind of deserve it.
That's fair enough. But I think it was. We'd had our moment at the BAFTA Awards.
Yeah.
It was the month before there with two BAFTA wins and a third nomination. You see, we were sitting there. We won 2, but I'm saying we. Yeah, I'm saying we. I was part of that film.
Yeah.
And we won 2 because they put the new award in there. and we're still up for like outstanding. We think we could actually win it. That would have been a big ask, but it was so exciting watching it. Whereas the Oscars, I have to say, was like we're sick and done. It's like you're not up for anything else. Just sit there and watch the show. We're like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. At least we're sitting next to the celebrity there.
Oh no, I was up in the gods. I was not down in the celebrity land.
Oh,
Which was
fair enough.
no, that was fine because you could go and take a break every now and then.
Yeah,
So let's not talk about the Oscars.
Yeah, it's very. I
just sound like I'm showing off.
And next week, excellent.
It was amazing to be there. I'm very grateful.
Yeah,
to have
absolutely.
gone. And what I'll say, once in a lifetime opportunity. No, there's gonna be more, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure there will be. And I really hope, I mean, you don't have to tell me or anything, but I really do hope Nick Park is planning another Wallace and Gromit.
I wouldn't tell you. I wouldn't tell you.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But I don't hold your breath. What can I say?
Oh, okay. No.
There isn't at the moment.
Okay. So you can confirm there's nothing planned at the moment.
I'm not saying it.
Oh, stop messing with my head.
Listen, I'm sure there'll be stuff coming up.
Oh yeah.
As far as feature films are concerned, no, I think they
Oh
probably.
no. I mean, like short or like either. It's fine. I mean, I think we do need to find out though if Feathers is still out there. You know, there has to be. There has to be like a trilogy, the Wrong Trousers trilogy.
Yeah. There you go.
But do you know what? He's still just very quickly before we'll play a track soon because I think we do need to have a little break. But what I was just going to say is Feathers McGraw, in my opinion, is the best animated villain of all time.
Wow.
He is because I've never loved a villain more than him because we've got Scar from Lion King, we have Jafar, and we've got other animated villains. But honestly, Feathers McGraw outwits all of them. I'm sorry, but he's just my favourite villain. And even though he's so dastardly, he's so likable. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's so entertaining. And honestly, I wouldn't mind. I don't know if they would ever do one, but this is just to throw an idea. If they did like a Feathers McGraw spin-off, maybe. What
about shorts? Feathers McGraw. Feathers shorts.
Yeah.
And he could be. I'm giving an idea away now. Get writing, guys.
Yeah, come on, guys.
But you have Feathers McGraw shorts, maybe of him sort of pulling off various heists around the world. Maybe, but with an arch nemesis who's even more evil.
A puffin.
Yeah, there you go. Someone who eats penguins, maybe, like an elephant,
so like a bald eagle or
killer
something.
Whale,
yeah,
or something like that. Anyway, could
Feathers
always be
McGraw's
something.
Arctic Adventures.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Listen, look at us coming.
I know. Right. I'll send a letter to Aardman and I'll say, right, I've just got this little idea. I'll write a script.
It's a script, though.
Yeah, and it's a silent movie because obviously killer whales and penguins don't talk in Aardman World. So that would be brilliant. It could be narrated by Morgan Freeman.
I'm saying this thinking, I wonder if they're working on this. They're thinking,
how do we know Nick Park isn't listening going, write this down?
They might be well ahead of us, you never know. The other thing, of course, is Shaun the Sheep.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Talking of spin-offs.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge fan. Again, sort of, the silent character of Feathers there. The silent comedy of Shaun the Sheep, I think, is one of
my
the
wife and me are such huge fans.
The feature film, the first feature film, I think, is one of the
and I tell you what, Farmageddon actually surprised me because
really good.
I mean, every Shaun the Sheep is brilliant. Don't get me wrong, I love it. I'm so addicted. I do watch him now and again a lot. I do love him, but. What I will say is when I saw the first Shaun the Sheep movie, I was a bit like, can they pull this off? Because I know, when you have so many episodes that have a story, it's like, what's the story going to be with a feature film? It's like The Simpsons and stuff like that. Because if you do so many episodes, where's the story going to go? But then they pulled it off with the first film. I was so surprised. I loved it. And then when they just said they were going to do a sequel called Farmageddon, I was like, they've already done Aliens. Is this going to work? Like, they have to come up with a really good story because they have done Aliens in the episodes. I think they've done about 4 or 5 episodes involving Aliens. But I'm not going to lie. When I saw Farmageddon, because me and my wife went exactly on Halloween in 2019. Right. I do remember the exact day. And we've watched it. And honestly, it surprised me so much. And do you know what I love most of all is the Space Odyssey references. Because I was watching, I was going, Space Odyssey, yes! Like, there were so many. And my wife, when she was watching it, she actually went to me, I need to watch Space Odyssey now because of all these references you keep getting. So I went, all right, I'll show you the film. I said, but you might fall asleep because my wife is very decisive with films, as much, not like me. With me, I'm like, yeah, I'll watch that.
How did she take it?
She actually loved it. She loved Space Odyssey. And then what was even more amazing was not long after she saw it, maybe a few months later, all of a sudden, it was coming out in IMAX on BFI. And my wife went, we are booking to go and see that film. I went, oh, okay, fine. So she, it was her idea. She was like, we're going to go see that film on the big screen because I want to go see it. I was like, okay. So I booked it and we watched it on the IMAX because it is an IMAX film. You do need, and what was so beautiful, most beautiful cinema moment of my life, I saw it, the cinema was booked, we watched it on the big screen, and what was the most beautiful part is when the credits rolled up, everyone applauded. It was so beautiful. And this was just after COVID. So it was like, oh, we're all sort of back together, sort of thing. Like, it's like we're all enjoying our life again. It was like a new era began, you know what I mean? And so it was a really beautiful moment.
And that's a film that's been shown for 50 years, right? Since 1970s,
yeah, it's nearly 60 now, yeah.
So they're still applauding a film.
Oh, yeah.
Showing it there. Did you introduce? Did you introduce? Like you're the film gonna say that. I think Madame would like this film.
Yeah, she loved this movie.
Did she get into any other Kubrick movies there as well?
Oh well, she loves The Shining because she's a horror fan. Yeah, I mean that's my favourite movie of all time.
Is it?
Yeah. Clockwork Orange, I did show. She's not a huge fan of it, but she does like it. But she's a bit meh with it.
Yeah.
I think there are some bits she doesn't like, some bits she does. Yeah, but that's my second favourite movie of all time. Wow. I did try to show her Eyes Wide Shut, but she wasn't too interested in that.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Yeah. I didn't see that till very late on.
I do like it. Do you know what? When I actually first watched it, I actually hated that film. Because I just watched it and was like, I don't know what the hell that was. But then, what's so interesting about Kubrick films, he does do this. So let's say, for example, you watch a Kubrick film, Space Odyssey, Barry Lyndon, whatever. There might be a first chance you watch and go, what the hell was that? That was awful. But then, when it comes on again, you're like, I watched it, I didn't like it, but I want to watch it again. It's really weird. Like when it came on again, I was like, I want to watch that again. For some reason, I want to watch it. I don't know why. I hated that film, but I want to watch it again. So I put it on again. And next thing you know, I was like, okay, it wasn't as bad as the first time I watched it. It was pretty entertaining. Then maybe it came on again. Watched it maybe the third or fourth time. And all of a sudden, I now look at it as a bizarre masterpiece. You know what I mean? Because there is so much stuff in that film that just invests me. It's the storyline, the locations, the cinematography, the suspense. Like there is a bit of horror in it as well. If you think about
very light. So which one are you talking
Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh, Eyes Wide Shut. Sorry,
yeah. So because there is a bit of horror in it,
especially very much
the scenes with the masks
and
the red cloak's like, please come forward, and you're just like, because I remember when I first watched it, I was like, something's going to happen here. So like, it really does get your heart going.
But very believable as well.
But The Shining is my favourite of all the Kubrick films. I mean, that movie inspired me more into my filmmaking journey. You know,
I went to an exhibition they had on. It must have been 6 years ago. No, 2019. They had a Kubrick exhibition at the Design
I went
Museum.
there.
That's the best exhibition.
It was the best. Absolutely.
Just the amount of work, the amount of research, and he spent almost 5 odd years researching a Napoleon film, which never got made.
Oh, saying about that, I did meet Stanley Kubrick's brother-in-law, Jean Harlan, at the Shining. Yeah, we met on the internet again. No, he was at the. I met him at the Shining 45th anniversary screening at the BFI IMAX, and when I found out he was going to do the Q&A and everything, I was like, I am going to that, and I booked it off work and everything. I was like, I'm going to this, and I met him, and do you know what? He's such a lovely guy. I mean, bless him. He's so old now. Like he can't walk much, but he was so lovely. I come up to him. I said, you know, thank you for producing the best movies of all time, The Shining, Clockwork Orange, and everything. And do you know what he said to me? He took my hand and goes, so you like Clockwork Orange and The Shining? I was like, yeah. He went, then you have a horrible film taste. And I was like, sorry, mate. And then I took my photo with him. He was so lovely. But his daughter was a little bit of a mixed bag, Catherine Kubrick. I don't know if it's because she didn't like being approached or so, but I just went up to her and said, oh, hello, Catherine. And she was like, hello. And I said, just want to know, I'm a big admirer of your dad. You know, this film's inspired me and everything. She was like, oh, that's good. And I was like, do you mind if I just get a quick photo? And she rolled her eyes a little bit and was like, yeah, go on then. And I thought, oh, okay. But I took the photo and she did the picture. Yeah. And as I turned around to say thank you, she just marched away. And I was like, oh, okay. And then in my head I went, she takes after her dad then.
What do we do when you see someone? This is a thought now. It's like going, I need to say something. I'm a huge admirer of your work. I love what you do, but I need to say something other than I'm a big admirer of your work and can I have a selfie? It's like what? It's almost like you need an in. I did a Comic-Con recently. And I'm used to this game, and they had 4 Doctor Who's there.
As they do.
Well, one particularly I wanted to talk to was Paul McGann because I'm a huge. With Nail and I is my favourite movie of all time. And I thought, I've got to talk. But I thought, no, I can't. I'm not backstage, I'm working. I could just talk anything. But I said, I've been listening to his podcast. You see, he does he reads it. I should say, I don't think he writes it, but the Real Dictators and things like this, the history, short history of podcasts, and that was my sort of way into it. Saying, I'm really enjoying these. There was something I'd seen him in a play in Greenwich as well a couple of years back, Jazz Butterworth play. But that was basically me just getting there. I just want to talk to you, fanboy, about with Nail and I. And I know the area up there where they made it. That was what it was. But I thought I need something to start off. Going, I'm a huge fan of With Nail and I. Tell me all of it. You know what I mean? Like, the things you get him on it, and he's like, he wants to talk about it as well. And he was saying, and the main thing about the film was that the director never really made anything out of it. And you can see it sort of bothers him. They put a lot of work into it, and then all of a sudden it's like 40th anniversary of With Nail and I. Yeah. So they're thinking, well, finally, he might be getting some recompense for all the hard work they put into that film. Brilliant film. Are you a fan? Not everyone is.
Of what was the
With
film?
Nail and I. You seen it?
I don't think I've seen it.
You're going for a treat.
Okay, well, I'll definitely keep an eye out.
There'll be some screenings this year because it's 40 years on.
Amazing. Well, then I'll try and keep an eye out. Just quickly, guys, I forgot to mention, if you've got a question for Ben, please go on the live chat and feel free to send a message, or Puyin send a message. Hi, big hugs and a huge fan. Love from Puyin. Yeah, there you go. So you got a fan there.
Hey, Puyin.
Is she still online? I don't know if she is. I know my wife is listening because she's right there.
Who's that?
So that's Carice. It's Karen and Reese.
I was going to say, is she called Carice and you're called Reese? Hi, Karen.
Yeah.
Sorry not to meet you.
Yeah, there you go. You got a shout out. But yeah, if you've got a question for Ben, it doesn't have to be about Wallace and Gromit. If it's about acting or anything else, please feel free to go on the Minute chat. That's MINNIT.chat. And please feel free to send a message. If you have a message for him, feel free. Right, we probably should take a little break now because we've got to do the ads in 10 minutes. And also we've got a lot to talk about, some horror films, because I need to review The Mummy, Lee Cronin's The Mummy, very soon. So we'll play a couple of tracks and then we'll jump out after, guys. So please stay tuned because we've got more coming up. So the next track I'm going to play is a very another Aardman track. This is a little track from the classic movie Chicken Run. We'll be back after this. That was Cat Bus from My Neighbour Totoro. That was not an Aardman film this time. But yes, I now finally played another track. You're listening to the second half now. Manigan's Movie Music with me, Rhys Manigan, and my very, very special guest today, Ben Whitehead.
Hello again.
Yes, he's still here, don't worry. Feathers still has not kidnapped him. Right, so first of all, Ben, now it's the second half of the show. Just a quick ask. How are you enjoying the show so far?
I'm very much enjoying it. The time has flown by. Is it 10 past?
It is
already.
Yeah,
look at that.
It does go really quick, especially when you're having fun, and that's what I always do. I always say to people, this show should be a bit longer. Hopefully one day the show will be a 4-hour show. That'd be awesome because I could honestly do this so much. I love it.
We were talking about fans earlier on there. You mentioned Totoro there, and he's a fan, Miyazaki.
Yeah.
You go to Aardman. They've got fan mail up on the wall of the canteen, the staff canteen of the big studio, from Matt Groening and Miyazaki.
Yeah, Matt Groening.
Matt,
I was telling the story about Matt, wasn't I? About the documentary he said about to Nick, David, and Peter. Or sorry, he said, "What's it like working with Jeffrey Katzenberg?" And they went, "Oh, he's great genius." Or that. Then someone come in and said, "We got Jeffrey on the line." We're not in front of Matt. And Matt was like, "Oh." Because apparently Nick Park said, I think he was joking, but he said working with Jeffrey Katzenberg was like working with Mrs. Tweedy. She'd open this roof and they'd all be messing about. I can actually believe that, to be honest. Anyway, right, so we're going to try and move on a little bit from the Wallace and Gromit stuff now because we want to jump into the horror stuff.
Okay.
Because I know that...
You've got a review to do.
well,
You've got
true,
work to do here.
but also I do have some horror film news I want to bring up as well.
Please.
You can also feel free to jump in as well about your opinions as well, because that's what I love to get from the guests. So in case you probably haven't seen some of the trailer stuff, it's all good. This is just my opinions on bits. The first thing I want to talk about, which is a really big bit of movie news. So Alex Garland, the director of Ex Machina, Annihilation, Men, Civil War, Devs, who, by the way, is my 5th favourite director of all time.
Right, okay.
He's got a new film coming out in 2028 called Elden Ring, which is based on a game. And they've just mentioned the cast of who's going to be in it. And the cast is big. So you've got Kit Connor, Ben Whishaw, Kelly Spinelli, who he's worked with on Devs, and he worked with on Civil War, which also, by the way, she just recently done Beef season 2, which is so good. She is a rising star. Like, she was also an Alien Romulus and everything. She is going to be making it big. Seriously, she is such a superb actress.
Oh, good.
In fact, in Devs, she played a boy, which really surprised me, because I remember watching Devs and I was like, that young kid's a good actor. I was just looking. And it turns out it's not a kid, she's a 25-year-old actress.
Right.
And I was like, she's incredible. And now it proves it. And if you watch Alien Romulus and Beef 2, she is just literally becoming a rising star. So the fact Alex has brought her back in knows that she's going to do a really good job.
Yeah.
We've also got Tom Burke, Havana, I don't know if I pronounced his name right, Havana Rose Louis, I believe, or Lou. I'm not very good at pronouncing too many names.
Havana Rose Louis.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll
Jonathan
go for Lou, I
Price.
think.
Nick Offerman's going to be in it. He's a good actor. In fact, Alex also worked with him on Devs as well. Yeah, it's a really good cast. But they're going to be in the new movie Elden Ring, which is based on a game. Now, just so you know, I'm not really a gamer. I'm more of a filmmaker. But I do know that if Alex Garland is going to be directing it, plus it's going to come out in the IMAX, then this movie is going to be gold, because every movie Alex has made has been, great stuff.
Did he write the 28 Years Later movie? Did he write?
He wrote 28 Years Later. No, sorry, 28 Days, 28 Years, and the recent one, 28 Years Bone Temple. But he was also a producer.
Okay. I remember reading The Beach, because he wrote The Beach.
Oh yeah, in fact, he wrote the book.
Tesseract.
And then they approached him and said, "Oh, your book was brilliant. Do you think you could write the script?" He wrote the script for The Beach, and then that's when his career kind of kicked off.
Yeah, it was a good story, The Beach.
It was a really good film. Very, I remember Ewan McGregor was meant to be the lead role in that.
Was he?
Yeah.
I would have thought that when you read the book, the character's kind of weird. He's a little bit of in his own head.
Because he's from the director of Train Spot as well, Danny Boyle.
Guy, yeah. And it's like, I didn't see DiCaprio as that same guy. Maybe Ewan McGregor. He did a good job, but the book itself, I think it's just a great story. And I think I read it at that time when I was abroad as well. And I wasn't out in Thailand on a beach or anything.
And you happen to just read the Beach book. Okay, guys. So that's a bit of. I'm really excited about that, because obviously, like I said, Alex Garland is a huge. He's like one of my idols, so I'm really excited about that. Oh, we've got a couple of shout outs. Hi from Dylan and Lama, who are listening on the show. They're saying great stuff.
Where are they from?
They are from Bedford Street, which is in London. They run also coffee, so they're listening today. So thank you guys.
Hello, Dylan.
Appreciate that.
Hello, Lama.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's always nice to get some messages. Don't forget, guys, if you want to send a message or a question, go on the live chat. Please do. We want to hear from you. Right, this is one I really need to talk about. So there's a trailer that came out, and it's based on the Hungry Hippos game. And it's
yes.
And it's literally called Hungry. And it is a hippo horror film. And I've seen the trailer, and to be honest, I'm quite surprised with it, because luckily it's not Sharknado looking. It's more sort of a bit more expensive than that, but not as expensive. I tell you what, when I watched the trailer, it reminded me a lot of the movie Rogue with the crocodile. It has that sort of vibes. They're stuck in the middle of the river, and obviously the hippos are in the water, and obviously they've got to find a way to get out. But it does actually look fun. I'm not gonna lie.
They did Battleship, didn't they? With Liam Neeson, they did a big game of the Battleship. They did a movie of it, right? I never watched it, but I think Were sea monsters or aliens involved? I can't remember.
Yeah.
But they ended up doing the coordinate thing. So
It
what have we
was
got next?
absolutely
Mousetrap or something.
Yeah. Yeah, so it says here
Connect Four, the trilogy.
after decades of shark movies, croc movies, snake movies, spider movies, monkey movies, lion movies, dinosaur movies, bird movies, grizzly bear movies, it's nice to see hippos finally get some action.
They're quite dangerous, hippos, aren't they?
Oh, they're the most dangerous animals in Africa. They kill more humans than lions.
Wow.
They're on record.
People think, oh, what a cute little hippo.
In fact, elephants,
Any
buffalo, hippos, and rhinos have killed more humans than leopards, lions, and anything else.
You go out there with some white marbles in your pocket, I tell you, it's going to snap you up straight away. The other three of them bang, at the same time. I'm thinking, is this film, is there someone at the back of it, they've got a big black, lever on their bum, and you've got to kind of push it there. It's been a while.
Oh my goodness. But yes, yeah, that's the next horror film that's going to be coming. The Killer Donkey.
Yeah,
there you go. That'll be the sequel.
Michael Bay's new epic.
Yeah. Hang on. I think we've got a message here.
Pop-up pilot.
Great show, Reese. This is from Charlene. Great show, Reese. Scarlett. Oh, this is her daughter. Scarlett is confused as to why Ben sounds so different. Sending love. I think it's because he's not doing his Wallace voice. That's why. That's why he sound. This is how he sounds.
What's
because you apparently.
Hello, Scarlett. Is that better? Was that all right?
There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
Just to prove it's me.
There you go. That's the proof that it is him. Guys, I didn't pay this guy to come in and say, look, can you pretend to be Wallace for half?
You didn't pay me at all?
Yeah.
You didn't buy me a coffee, mate. Come on.
I'll get you one after.
Oh, that's very kind. Now, what have I got here? I had a chai latte from downstairs. Very nice. I can't have it because I don't know who they are. But, the name is not on the front of it. But,
okay, just really quickly on the next one. So we are getting a sequel to I Am Legend 2, directed by Stephen Cable Jr., also joined by Michael B. Jordan, who of course we know from Sinners. Will Smith is apparently coming back, I believe. I'm just trying to think. Oh, this guy. Oh, sorry. Yeah, brilliant. So the guy who's directing it actually knows Michael B. Jordan because he directed Creed 2. And he's also the director of Transformers Rise of the Beast, which I haven't seen because I'm not a Transformers fan. I mean, oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm not
seen any of them.
I have seen the first
more
two.
Games, though. Because there more toys than games.
Yeah, the Michael Bay ones, they just, I don't know. I
still think Pop-Up Pirate would make a better film.
Definitely. Absolutely. But yeah, so the director of Creed 2 is going to be directing I Am Legend 2. And Will Smith is going to apparently be returning. They say they don't know what the plot's going to be, but they reckon they're on it right now. They're going to be filming it later this year. So that's quite. I mean, I loved the first I Am Legend. It was a really, really good film. Obviously, I'm sad about, spoiler alert, what happened to the dog. But it was a really good film. And I know there was criticism about the ending because there was two endings apparently.
Is it a remake of the Omega Man? Is that the same one? The one shot next and it's just him and he's on his own and then there's this weird.
Yeah, I think it was. It's based off the book.
That's right.
But I think the movie was actually really. I mean, God, it was very, very entertaining.
Yeah, he's always good. Isn't
and I was back when Will Smith was in his heyday and he was doing loads of big action stuff because I think he also done. What was that other superhero one he done?
Hancock,
that's
I
it.
quite enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was really fun. I enjoyed Hancock. I need to watch that one again, actually, because I've only watched it twice, like years ago. But I do need to watch it again. But I do remember it. So I think it was like when Will Smith was literally like banging out all these action movies. But I Am Legend was definitely one of his best ones. Although there was one I think he done called After Earth or something. Oh my goodness, that was atrocious.
Oh, missed that one.
Don't watch it. It's atrocious. It was directed by M. Night Shyamalan, but that was back when M. Night Shyamalan wasn't pouring out any good movies at the time. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so avoid that one.
All
definitely.
right, okay.
Yeah, I watched it, and do you know what? It made me fall asleep. It was that bad.
Wow.
And I'm sorry to say this. I know this is quite a strong criticism, but I'm just saying as criticism, not to be offensive.
You bought your ticket, you can say
Will Smith's son cannot act. Jaden
Smith?
He cannot act. In After Earth, he's awful.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. He when I watched it, I was laughing more than when there was a serious scene where he's in danger and he's like, all this dialogue coming out, oh my God, and Dad, I'm like, oh my goodness, this dialogue is so laughable. Now he's executing it. And there's also one bit which made me laugh, because I don't know why he said it, because there's a scene where his suit changes colour. And I don't know why this was in the script or if he tried to ad-lib it or something, but it just wasn't needed. This is how critical I am with my filmmaking. So his suit changes colour, he goes to his dad, oh my God, Dad, my suit's changed colour. It kind of looks cool, but I feel bad. What? What do you mean? It looks cool, but it makes you feel bad. That
Well,
doesn't
that's
make...
the problem with the script.
Yeah. But I don't know what... I was like, what? Is it trying to make us say that he's in danger? I was like, I don't get that. Am I supposed to be worried about him?
So I've jumped to his defence.
Yeah.
Like you jumped to my defence on the internet with my detractors. Who, by the way, I completely ignore. I can't have that anyone say, I don't like this guy. I'm like, I don't want to know. Let's get on with the job. I feel like I need to defend Jaden Smith now, even though I've not seen a single film
fair enough.
ever made. So I'll have to rectify that by watching it, and I might send you a message going, you might be right.
Okay. But unfortunately, in my opinion, he just can't. He's not very good at these.
He's only a young man.
He hasn't
got time to learn. Come on, it's easy.
Fair enough. I mean, maybe he just needs a better director and better script. Who knows?
A couple of months of the London dungeons will see him.
He's that desperate for the money. Okay, now another exciting one I really need to talk about is, of course, that Evil Dead Burn has released a teaser clip, not trailer, of their new film. We saw this, me and my wife, when we went to see The Mummy, and oh my goodness, it was really like, this was something like, they didn't show like a cliche of the trailer of, someone goes in the house and it's still... They just went straight for it. It's basically a clip of a character trying to avoid real strong danger in the teaser. It goes on for about a minute and a half. She's crawling on the floor, people are getting thrown around, there's something floating in the background, we don't see what it is, and she's trying to avoid it. The ceiling's coming down. It literally, you're watching and you're like, I don't know what this is, but this looks good. And as soon as it said Evil Dead Burn, me and my wife, we literally fist bumped each other and went, we're into this. Like straight away. So we are very excited for Evil Dead Burn. Right, I'm going to flip this one on its head now. I'm not going to talk about horror. I need to talk about this trailer very quickly. Coyote vs. Acme has finally released its trailer. Yes, guys, the movie that Warner Brothers did not want you to see has now finally come out of its cage, thanks to Catch Up Entertainment. So they finally released a trailer, which, by the way, they were slating Warner Brothers now. I love the jokes that they put in it. It was so good. So, in case you don't know, Coyote vs. Acme is a film where Coyote decides to sue the Acme Corporation because every time he's tried to catch that Roadrunner, everything is faulty. So he decides to actually sue Acme with Will Forte playing his lawyer, and they're going up against John Cena. That's right. John Cena is actually playing the lawyer for Acme Corporations, and he's going to be the main villain. In fact, if you haven't seen the trailer, poor Tweety Bird. Like, seriously, there's a bit where he's grabbing Tweety Bird and squeezing the life out of it.
Who's the voice actor on there, Stan? Is it, and they haven't given Coyote...
oh, no, he doesn't. He hasn't spoken.
He hasn't got a... What about Tweety, though? Because it was Mel.
I'm guessing it's Joe Alice... no, what's his name? Eric... what's his name?
I should know these things.
Hang on, 1 second.
Field I work in.
I'm going to just quickly... I know this isn't radio, me searching, but let me just quickly... Yes, that's his name. Eric Boyza, that guy. Eric, it's him.
Okay.
He now voices Looney Tunes.
Okay.
He does quite a lot of Looney Tunes voices. He's kind of like the new Mel Blanc now. And I got to say, he's really good.
Yeah, sure.
He's very, very good. And it's like, as well, Billy West as well, who did Bugs Bunny and Space Jam as well. In fact, Billy West said this. He said, yeah, I did Bugs Bunny, but Mel Blanc will always be Bugs Bunny, and I'm just another Bugs Bunny in the lineup.
Yeah,
you know, and that's what he called himself.
There'll be someone else after you.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, as far as I know, Coyote doesn't talk in this, and I hope he doesn't, unless Jeffrey Katzenberg got involved. He goes, "Oh, can we get Will Smith to voice Coyote or something?"
It was a skit. It was a sort of bit, on Family Guy, where they kind of go to sort of like, and it's him. It's the Coyotes in the shop taking something back, but talking. So this thing didn't actually get in, just slammed into a wall. And his wife's outside saying,
"Yeah, what are you doing? I'm taking care of it."
That's the one. And they've gone, you know what?
And I just love that he was so well spoken as well. Yeah. Like, I've been a customer here for years. Like, he's got this Californian accent. But you think where he lives, he'd be like, "I'm going to go and catch that Roadrunner." You know what I mean?
They were great. Roadrunner and Coyote were absolutely brilliant.
Oh, they were. And of course, Chuck Jones being the genius behind the cartoons.
Yeah, and the same punchline. Remember?
Exactly.
Just this puff of dust down the end of this, canyon or whatever.
Here's an interesting question. Before we jump into the next bit, this is a question I would love to ask you. If you could actually get a chance to voice another cartoon character, who would it be?
Oh, no, it's a good one, man, isn't it? You know what? I mean, I think it's more a case of what, The Simpsons is my favourite, TV program. Never mind non-Aardman cartoon.
Yeah.
And I think sort of being something on that, I think would be incredible. But I would rather get a new character than do something that's already
then
there.
another, yeah, of course.
They were recasting Rick and Morty not so long ago.
Oh.
And I threw my hat into the ring there. But I tell you what, I listened to people because there's a thing where you could see the guy doing it. There's already people out there. I go, they're so much better than me. There's no way I would get that. You know what I mean? It's a funny show. But yeah, I can't really think of anyone off the top of my head. I love puppetry as well. There is that.
You could play like another Kermit the Frog or something.
I've got to tell you a story, Lester. So you got stuff to do because I was going to.
No worries. Well, yeah, no problem.
I got a big plaudits for some puppetry last night. I was at the Royal Festival Hall, and I was in a film made by 1927 Productions in Maker Theatre. They do animation, live animation with actors.
Amazing.
And last night they did this piece of animation with silent movie that I helped them to make. It's Sands Films there in Rotherhithe.
Nice.
And it was incredible. But there was a bit, and I'm playing the bad guys. Very, very stylized silent movie. And they give me a rubber snake, and they said, "That's your snake." And I thought, "Oh, I'm going to try and make this look alive." And it was just hooked round, and I just put it, and I thought, "Oh, that kind of looks good." Anyway, after the movie, someone said, "What kind of snake was that you were handling?" And I thought, "Yes, come on!" The movie feels like I'm a puppeteer now. There's a rubber one from Amazon or somewhere, I don't know, but not the Amazon. But yeah, it was a great night last night, I have to say.
Amazing.
Yeah, fantastic to be there. Brilliant film, and hopefully people are going to be able to see it as well without the entire London Symphony Orchestra playing along as they were last night. They've just gone into something now, haven't they?
Yeah, you have.
Do you know what I was doing the night before that?
What?
Pushing a bin around the streets. I certainly was around. Handed a water.
As you do.
I will tell you, but listen, I know you want to do a movie.
Oh, no,
review.
it's fine. No,
I'm
mate,
seeing
it's
Leatherface
absolutely
up
fine.
there, and I'm quite
It's
excited
absolutely.
about it.
This is a chatty show. It's all good. We've still got 35 minutes. We're all good.
Well, I'll get back to that bin later on.
Yeah. It's a very interesting story, guys. We'll talk about the bin. Right, this is the last bit of movie news I'm going to jump in, then I'm going to jump into the review of The Mummy. So, this is about Texas Chainsaw Massacre's movie, which they found a director. And I'm really happy about this because this is a good choice. Now, he directed a YouTube movie, you can see it on YouTube, called Milk and Cereal, but it's called Cereal as in Serial Killer. And it's about an influencer who's not getting many views. So he thinks, oh, I've got an idea to get views. And he goes around killing people. And it's a dark comedy. There are some bits you can actually laugh at, but then it gets really dark as it goes on. And in fact, the movie's not even very long. I think it's just over an hour, but you can definitely check it out. But the director, Curry Barker, I almost said Curry Baker then, Curry Barker, is now directing his next film, comes out this year, called Obsession, which I am so excited about. I cannot wait for Obsession. That's one of my anticipated horror films of this year. But he's now taken the reins of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie for A24. Now, this is why I'm excited. Now, I know everyone goes, reboots, whatever. Hang on a minute. Just hold your horses for 2 minutes, right? Just hear me out. Again, I'm defending. So, number one, it's from A24, and nearly every movie that A24 do is always spectacular. I mean, even if it's not a horror film, A24 deliver. The filmography that they do, I mean, come on, guys. A24 is top-notch, best studio out there at the moment. So, there you go. So, if they're taking Texas Chainsaw Massacre, then you know that they're going to do a good job with it. And I mean, it's going to make it really, more messed up. Number two, Curry Barker is a good director. Milk and Cereal, as a YouTube film, was absolutely brilliant. Like I said, I really support the indie filmmaking, so he done a really good job with that. In fact, it doesn't even look like a YouTube video. It's like you are actually watching a feature film that is put on YouTube. It looks really good. And apparently, they only made that for $5,000 or something, or really cheap or something like that. And then, secondly, he's got another film coming out called Obsession, which I am super excited about because that movie looks really good. And I've already heard early reactions from America. They said that movie is completely up. So that gets up my excitement. Yeah. So I've got no fears about the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If he's going to take over this film, He's gonna do. I think he's gonna do a bang up job. So I have no worries or any fears. So do you know what? Bring it on. And then if it turns out to be rubbish, I will stand corrected, and I will say, okay, sorry, maybe I overhyped it. But I don't know. There's so many good points about not disappointed. You know, I mean, look, maybe if it was Jason Blum, I'd be like, because. We know what Jason Blum's like sometimes. He has done some hit and miss films. There are some films that are done which are brilliant, and some films which he's done where I've come out going, yeah. Anyway, but that's another story. Anyway, but that's why I'm really happy that A24 is taking over the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. But speaking of Jason Blum, let's jump into the Mummy review. We need to talk about the Mummy review, definitely. So the Mummy is a retelling film. It's sort of a reboot retelling of the Mummy films. Obviously, Brendan Fraser's not involved. No, I'm not going to lie. I wasn't really a huge fan of the Brendan Fraser Mummy film. I never really watched it or grew up with it as a kid. And I think I only watched it once and I completely forgot about it. So I'm not really into the Mummy films as much. However, what I love what they've done with this one is they've now made it full-on horror. And can I just say, ignore the critics, because critics are very mixed about it, but the audiences love it, and me and my wife loved this movie. There's many reasons why. Number one, it doesn't hold back. It goes full-on horror. So that I'm really happy about. Number two, the story is completely like, whoa, like, you know, the girl goes missing, 8 years later she's been found, and she comes back in a very deformed state. But again, it's kind of funny. Oh, the parents are, Dora, we'll look after her. And then you take her back home and you're like, look, you know this isn't going to go well. But you go along with it because you know the suspense is coming. And Lee Cronin, by the way, who directed Evil Dead Rise, which, by the way, if you haven't seen, watch it if you're a horror fan. The guy knows how to do horror. I mean, Evil Dead Rise really surprised me. I loved that movie. It was one of my favourite films of 2023. And when I heard he was directing The Mummy and I saw one of the trailers, I was like, this is going to intrigue me. And me and my wife decided to go and give it a go. We thought that we'll go and check it out. And I can honestly say it's like an Evil Dead Rise, but on steroids. So if you thought Evil Dead Rise was violent and dark and spooky and went bad, you haven't seen The Mummy. The Mummy really does not hold back.
You've talked me into that one, actually, I think, Reese. I think I'll go and see that. Continue if you haven't.
Yeah.
I'm just
No.
in, but yeah, you're selling it to me.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I appreciate the feedback. Thank you. So it really does keep the suspense going. It's so unsettling. It's really dark, and there are just so many moments where there's some shots of characters with certain faces. You know, like when there's a character that just stares on the screen and they're so focused on something. Do you know that creeps me out so much? That like stuff like that. And when they have a certain voice as well, it's like, hello, do you want to come and play? Like that. It's like, oh God, man, don't. Like, ugh. It really does get under my skin. Stuff like that really creeps me out. Especially when they have the wide eyes and their grinning teeth and they're just like, hello. It really does get under my skin. And they've done that a lot. Like, especially the first bit. And I remember I was watching, I was just like, my God, it really, and at times I was like rubbing my shoulders, like, ugh. And then, of course, right, by the way, guys, this is absolute truth. I want to just throw this out. You've probably heard that the movie is very gross. It is. It is gross as anything. I'm not going to explain. I can't anyway. But let's just say, if you have a strong stomach, you could get through it. But there are moments that will make you go, ugh.
Are you talking body horror kind of gross?
Yeah, and eating certain things as well. Yeah, I'm just going to throw that out there. Yeah, there were moments where I did even go a little bit, you know. So, yeah, like I said, guys, this film does not hold back.
See it before dinner.
Oh yeah. Oh, in fact, don't eat while watching it. If you've got a strong stomach and you can go for anything, fine. Do what you want. Eat the popcorn. But there might be moments where you might choke on your popcorn or spit out your drink and be like, ugh. And by the way, these gross things, they just come in your face. There's no build up.
Right.
It just pops in your face. Because there is one scene that I'm not going to say too much about. Let's just say it involves they're trying to clean up the girl. And then it goes, and my wife was next to me, and she made this noise. She literally went, ugh. And she was like, and I was like, yeah, okay, this is not going to hold back. But yeah, that's what it does. But as a film, as a story overall, I loved it. As a horror film, absolutely loved it. It's kind of fun as well, like fun in a messed up way. You know, like when you watch a horror film and the characters get in danger and there's a build up, and then when it all comes down and it all goes like crazy, you really do get that adrenaline feel. And I love films like that where it gets you that adrenaline. Evil Dead Rise done that to me, because when the action does kick off and the suspense builds up, you get that adrenaline feel because you're like, oh, it's really coming at you now, and it really does get into you, and I love that. So The Mummy done that for me. So yeah, if you're a massive horror fan, you don't mind violence and loads of gross stuff, then by all means go and support this movie, because it does need to be seen on the big screen as well. By the way, the movie's 2 hours and 20 minutes long, but honestly, it's not boring. It goes at a good pace. It's very investing. The characters are very likable. In fact, the kids in it, the two girls, they are the best actors in the movie. The girl who plays the girl who got lost and comes back, she is absolutely terrifying, but so brilliant. This is her first role, and she smashed it out of the park. And her sister as well, the girl who plays her sister, my God, she's like, I remember saying to my missus, I was like, the kids were actually better than the parents when it came to the acting. Like, I mean, the parents were good, but the kids really, like, they sold it. And the scenes that they do and what happens in it, I was like, my God, these kids are really, really good. And the fact that they're in this messed up horror and they're only about, like, what, 8 and 10 or whatever, I was like, they're really, really good. Yeah. It was amazing.
You see that more and more now. Young actors are very, very good.
So, yeah, guys, go and check out The Mummy. You haven't seen it, I do strongly recommend, if you want to check out a very suspenseful adrenaline movie that's really going to, and by the way, like I said, it is gross, so just warning you there.
Horror movies are making a bit of an impression now.
They really are.
We had two horror movies nominated for Best Film. Just two? Have I missed one out? But
so Weapons was nominated for Best Support, and they won that.
But Best Picture, you had Frankenstein and Sinners.
Yes.
We're sort of cross genre slightly, but you know, two. Did you see? We talked about Sinners before. Did you see Frankenstein?
Yeah, absolutely. I just saw that in the cinema. I didn't watch it on Netflix.
Yeah.
And it's gorgeous.
I thought it was a good film.
Gorgeous.
I did enjoy Frankenstein. About The Bride. Have you seen The Bride?
Oh, I love that movie.
I haven't seen it yet.
Do you know what? Again, critics are slating it, but it's so
divided,
good.
I think. Yeah, but,
I loved it. Jessie Buckley is amazing.
Yeah.
She makes that film.
I very much heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's insane in it. Yeah. She's absolutely bonkers, and she makes that movie. Honestly, The Bride. Yeah, I'm so gutted that it didn't do well at the box office, because do you know what? That movie was absolutely awesome. I loved it. In fact, I'm just going to come out and say it. It's actually one of my favourite films so far I've seen this year.
Well, there you go.
Well,
that's the thing. If it doesn't have a success initially, then but it has a sustained
cult following.
Yeah, exactly.
I think if people do check it out, they might go, "Oh, do you know what? I wish I'd seen that," because it's really fun. Again, it's another fun film. Yeah. And Christian Bale plays Frankenstein. He's really good in it. But it's just bonkers. And I love films like that are just like over the top, but have a good story. But honestly, Jessie Buckley just sells it. She just, when you watch her in the film, she really entertains you, because she just drags that movie forward. Yeah. And I watched her and I was like, is there nothing this woman cannot do? I mean, also as well, I mentioned Fargo. Yeah. She's in season 4 of that, and she plays a very bizarre, dangerous nurse, and she's insane. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, she's a good actor. I remember the first time I saw it was one called, was it called Beast? With Johnny Flynn set on the
Love that
Jersey,
movie.
I think it is, or the Isle of Wight or somewhere. And there's a killer on the loose, and everyone thinks it's him.
It's him, yeah.
It's like The Lodger. You ever see The Lodger? This is a very early Hitchcock movie. It's
probably like The Wrong Trousers, The Lodger.
There you go. One of my working at the museum that I told you about there on the South Bank. Yeah. Being able to go and watch old films at the old National Film Theatre, BFI, as it is now there.
And seeing the Prince Charles Cinema as well. They do loads of old films.
I'm a lifetime member and have been for 25 years. And I think that was the last time I went to see Interstellar for the first time the other night.
Nice. Last time I went there, Prince Charles, I saw Dr. Strangelove.
Oh, nice! Because I don't think I've seen that on the big screen.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah.
Because my friend had never seen it, so I was like, "Look, you got to see Doctor Strangelove." So we saw it.
It's so
And,
good that
yeah.
I've been going 25 years now. Well, I've been more than that, but it's just more popular now than it's ever been.
It's really good.
And yet they're under threat from the landlord.
I know. It's ridiculous.
the
I mean, I still need to see the films. The one I am going to go see in the big screen. I just booked it now because, by the way, Picture House. If you've heard of Picture House, they're doing a Martin Scorsese marathon.
Mm-hmm.
So they're showing The Departed, Shutter Island, Taxi Driver. But I'm going to go see Cape Fear in the cinema.
Oh, yeah, no, I did watch that when it came out in the cinema.
Oh, I've never seen it yet.
It's snuck into that.
It's amazing, Cape Fear.
Yeah.
I love it. In fact, it's actually my favourite Martin Scorsese movie.
Yeah.
I know people prefer Taxi Driver. Fair enough. I do love those movies as well. But Cape Fear, there's something about that movie that I just love more than anything he's done. It's so suspenseful. Plus, Robert De Niro is terrifying in that film, and he's so evil. Like, he's just insane. And I love Nick Nolte in the film as well. In fact, do you know he begged to be in that film? He was desperate
to
be in that movie.
It was a remake as well, of course. Yeah.
And what was so funny as well is Nick Nolte and Robert De Niro, they got on. But do you know the original Cape Fear? The two actors didn't get on.
Robert Mitchum and Gregory Peck. And they're in the remake. They didn't get on?
They are. Yeah. In real life, they didn't get on.
Well, that works because they're,
They're doing separate scenes
in
the remake,
but they're enemies in the first one, so
Yeah.
The King of Comedy. Have you seen that one as a Scorsese movie?
Yes, a long time ago, but yeah, I need to watch that again.
And they sort of the Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix one.
Yeah, they played it out.
And a lot of that on there.
In fact, funny enough, I thought when I watched the Joker film, when I heard about the Joker film, and I saw what it was going to be, I had no idea that Todd Phillips was the director. I thought it was going to be Martin Scorsese himself, because when I looked, I was like, this looks like a Martin Scorsese movie, but it turns out it wasn't. It was Todd Phillips. I was like, what, the guy who directed The Hangover? I was like, okay, I'm surprised. But please tell me you didn't see the sequel to Joker.
I haven't seen the sequel.
Yeah, don't.
Really?
I walked out.
Oh, really?
I walked out. I hated it. It's the worst movie I've ever seen that year. It doesn't need to exist. It didn't need to exist. Or if it needed to exist, it had to be a different film. It was atrocious. Me and my mate looked at each other and we went, what the hell did we just, like, no.
You're kind of selling it to me now, though. Like, could it really be that,
Well, look, if you want to waste 2 hours, that's fine. I don't say I didn't want, because if you could, Reese, you're all right, sorry, mate. And I'd be like, mate, why? Yeah, I would strongly recommend you don't watch it. My wife never saw it, but I said to her, you shouldn't. But she was like, yeah, but I'm kind of tempted. So, no, you do not want to watch it, seriously. I said, look, if you want to watch it, feel free, but you will turn it off, believe me. I said, I bet you after 10 minutes you'll turn it off. Because she won't enjoy it. She won't. And I know she won't. And trust me, everybody who's seen it has said the exact same thing. Someone else walked out, someone else fell asleep, someone else asked for their refund back because they hated it that much. Yeah, seriously, I want my ticket money back. He was like, I hate this movie, I want my money back. It was that bad.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, no, seriously.
That's harsh on the cinema.
It's a shame. It's a shame. But you know what? Thank God it flopped. Thank
God.
God. Yeah, so there you go. And it was nominated for Worst Film and everything. I was like, yay, good. I hope it wins because it's...
At what point? Because, as I said, I don't know anyone seen it, but, there's a lot of hard work goes into making these films.
Yeah.
You're giving this thing going... This is a gamble.
Yeah.
Straight away, when you must get a script like that is that, I won't even say divisive, because I don't know if anyone's saying, they've just said, right, is this actually going to land, or are we, what are we doing here?
I know.
And we just go through the motions.
It's funny you should say that, because Seth MacFarlane, who did Ted, when he made that film, he was like, when he was pitching it to 20th Century Fox, because, he works for Fox as a Family Guy, and they didn't want it. They said, we don't want this idea. It sounds a bit too risky. It's a bit weird. There's a CGI bear. It's going to cost too much money, so we don't want this. Went to Universal, who, by the way, are a brilliant studio, because they were like, yeah, we'll give it a go. We want to do the R-rated version. If we lose money, we lose money. They're literally like, we don't care. And so Seth made Ted, and apparently when he pitched it to Mark Wahlberg said, this is the most ridiculous idea I've ever heard. A talking teddy bear that smokes pot and swears a lot. But apparently what made him want to do it was the whole buddy comedy thing. Plus he met Seth and they got on really well. But apparently Mark Wahlberg's wife actually said, your career's over. If you do this movie, your career is over. They done the movie, she went and saw it, and then she loved it. She said, actually, I was wrong. This movie's really funny. And then, of course, it beat loads of records. It became the highest grossing R-rated comedy.
TV show of it now, I think.
Yeah, there is. And the TV
show
show is really good.
Is it good?
It's a prequel to the said movies. But the problem is, Seth was saying there won't probably be a season 3 because it costs 10 million to make an episode.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it's that expensive. Yeah. It's ridiculous. So he said, I don't know if there's going to be a season 3, but fans want it because saying that, it's been #1 on HBO for like 5 weeks now. So it's still doing its job. Right. So people are still loving it, you know, and it is really, really funny. It is really, I mean, it's so rude, and I love that. I love that it's still like bringing that offensive comedy to what we need, really, you know, laughing at rude humour. And that's what I love about Seth, because he doesn't hold back. And do you know what? It's just brilliant. And again, because it's so stupid, it's a talking teddy bear. It goes to high school and stuff, and it auditions for plays, and it's just genius, you know. But that's Seth MacFarlane, you know, and he is a genius. And I love his work, you know. I'm a huge fan of everything he's done. And not just Family Guy, but I loved the Ted films. I love Million Ways to Die in the West. I loved the Orville as well, which he done, which was really good. I'm hoping they do a season 4.
He's a big musical theatre guy as well, isn't he?
Frank Sinatra.
I wonder why he hasn't got into that like the South Park guys did.
Yeah.
With Mormon, because you know that's a that's a long runner if you write the right one. I always thought, I wonder why he didn't go that way.
I think he has been.
Well, he
asked.
just write a musical.
Yeah,
you know, like
I mean, he would be amazing in a musical. Absolutely, as long as he's singing Frank Sinatra, I'll be happy. Yeah. I mean, I remember he voiced the mouse in Sing, and he does sing Frank Sinatra in it. And I remember watching the trailer, and I said Seth MacFarlane, and they showed a clip where he sings Pennies from Heaven, and I remember I was going, this is gold, is gold, and I loved it. And I remember downloading just those songs with Seth MacFarlane singing, and I was listening to it on repeat for ages because his voice is gold. It's just beautiful.
He's good.
He's
voice
amazing.
Actor. He's a really good voice actor.
Funny enough, I can do a bit of Peter Griffin.
Come on, give us your Peter.
Was that a Lois impression?
That was Lois. Yeah, go.
Okay, so I can do. Okay, here's what I can do. I can do Peter, Quagmire, Cleveland, and a bit of Stewie.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'll do the Peter one first, right? Okay, I need to visualise what he's going to say. Lois, is there any peas with my pies, Lois? I don't want the peas with my pie.
Bad. That's not bad, actually. You'd be like, without introducing, I would have gone like, yeah, Peter Griffin. 7 out of 10.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Right? Was that okay?
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so I can do with my Quagmire, I can only do the giggity. I can't actually do a speech. So with Quagmire, it's like giggity, giggity, goo.
That's pretty good. That was good. That was good. You're getting up to the 8s now. For sure.
Cleveland, I can only say this. Oh man, that's nasty. And my Stewie this is literally all I can say.
Go ahead.
O'Brien.
Oh, that's okay. You should keep going. Get a script in front of you. You'll be able to keep going.
It's so funny because this is why I do radio, because everyone was actually saying to me, you have such a distinctive voice. Everyone was praising about, oh, you should do it. I mean, that's what happened. I was telling you the story, wasn't I? When my college teacher was like, hey, I love your voice. You should do radio. And I was like, really? But apparently everyone has gone, you have got a radio voice. And there are times where sometimes I'll just kick up a little voice now and again, just to say, hey, you know, and just like entertain my listeners with my voice impressions or whatever. I don't know if I can do Wallace. Shall I try? Shall I try and do...
Give us your Wallace.
Okay. Do you know, funny enough, people have said I actually look like Wallace because I've got the glue. If there's a live action reboot of Wallace and Gromit, I'll do Wallace. Okay.
There will happen.
Yeah, okay. So I have to kind of do like, what can I say? All right. I don't know how to personate in terms of how the voice goes, but when I think of Wallace, I'm just kind of like, good grief, it's you.
Oh, they got the young bit quite well, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. Can I give you some things? Try it again. Let's hear it again.
Okay. Good grief, it's you.
Yeah, say something else. Hey,
Gromit, lad, where's my cheese?
Oh, yeah, that's it. What possible advice I can give you? You've absolutely nailed it.
Right to Armand, you found another Wallace.
No.
I'll do the other video games.
Yeah,
if you don't want to do any video games, I'll do the video games.
No, you're kidding me? I think you're going to fall down the stairs.
Gromit, lad, where's my Nintendo PS?
It's a swing. H. That was terrible. That was you've been.
Here's my latest invention, lad. If you press the A button, you don't die. It doesn't explode.
Okay, so let's think about the one that people say, how do you do it? And the first thing I latched onto was the sort of rhythm of it, which is up and down like that.
Okay.
So if you think a little bit about that and just get those elongated vowels,
Okay.
that was my way in. But yeah, like you said earlier on, you got to make it your own. And I had two directors helping me out with that.
Yes,
film.
Nick
and Merlin.
Yeah, Nick Park is my hero, man.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. I mean, it must be amazing to work with that guy.
Well, they were both incredible to work with. Like I said, they're fantastic. And Nick is a absolute.
Do you know what? If I also got the chance to get Nick here or interview him somewhere, that would be another dream.
Good luck with that. I think he would be like quite. I've been picking up a few scraps here and there that I think they offer to Nick. Appearances and things like that. I'll be on the television tonight. In fact, I believe on the. Yes, I know.
Oh.
I got a job doing the Great British Menu, and I can tell you this was an absolute treat. You sit there, eat amazing food, and talk about it, and tell. I was just. This is work that was incredible. That's where you feel like, wow, I am in a privileged position here. That was a great job, and the crew behind it were lovely as well. But yeah,
amazing.
I think I'm grateful that maybe. Nick
So speaking about the new, speaking about the new jobs though, do you have anything? Obviously, you don't have to say about what I'm going to do, but do you have anything else coming up?
Well, I do a lot of gaming, and that's why because I was working with a company called Pit Stop there in. Croydon, which is why I was on that train. Well, I won't say what, obviously, because I don't even know what it's called. But that's usually there's always a fake project name. So I do a lot of gaming. I'm working in that. Yes, there's always bits of voice. As a jobbing voice actor, just bits and pieces come up as and when. But I do always need something to sink my teeth into. And I've been working on something called Theatre in the Bin now. And I started this at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival in 2019. And it's I've kind of kept coming in out of it and going back to it. And it's a solo piece as it stands at the moment, which is I just don't want to work on my own. Post-pandemic, I've been like, no, come on, I need other people around me now. You don't want to be
of course.
But my friend Christina Gulick, who I'd met up at the Fringe, who lives down here in South London as well, has sort of said, we've got to do this thing, it's really good. So having someone there to support you, to be with you, so you feel like you're working together on something is absolutely vital. So we pushed this out the other night. We did a show on Earth Day, the 22nd. No one knew it was Earth Day. I don't know. Many people did. Did you know it was Earth Day? You knew it was Earth Day.
I knew it was Earth Day.
Well, next year you've got to come and see the Theatre in the Bin show, because we did a sort of like a sort of work in progress around Canada Water the other night, and it was great. It was great fun just to get it out again. So I would say to the listeners, watch out for Theatre in the Bin this summer, because we will be wheeling it around various events, keeping it quite local to South London. I've taken it up to the Edinburgh Fringe before, but it's like, no, I need to be doing it here. And it'll be kind of as and when we do it, and finding spaces to do it in, because it's an outdoor piece.
Yeah.
This one has an environmental message to it, but it's mainly me as a street cleaner with a bin, full of rubbish, which I make theatre out of. So it's sort of prop comedy, storytelling, a little bit educational as well. And we're hoping to sort of get it off the ground really this summer, and then get some funding behind it, and next year get it out to a bigger audience.
Awesome. Well, if you let me know where and whereabouts.
Theatre in the Bin. You can follow us on Instagram, and at some point we'll actually make some content for people to actually see on it.
Yes,
you're
absolutely.
much better at social media than I am.
Well, I have to promote the show, absolutely. That's what I do all the time, and my filmmaking as well. Because I just recently done my lineup of my film festival projects. I'm filming one in July, actually.
Yeah.
Because recently my other one got picked at Romford Film Festival. So I'm very happy about that. Thank you so much. The screening is next month on the 23rd of May. So if anyone wants to come to Romford Film Festival, 23rd of May, 11 a.m. Make sure you come and check out my film Alienation. It's a very lovely little film that I made. I'm very proud of it. But this year I've got a really, really interesting story, which I'm not going to divulge just yet. But when I get the trailer out, it's going to be so much fun. It's a very fun idea that I've got, and I cannot wait to make it. Yeah. So that's going to be a really good one. It's very also another film close to my heart, because there's a certain related job which I'm doing. So there you go. So yeah, it's very exciting and very fun and very me, very wacky and silly, and loads of great humour involved, as I like to do. And yeah, not as emotional as my other previous projects, because the last one I made everybody cry, which I'm glad I did though, because that's the
That's
impact.
a good emotion to get out of someone there. Is I tell you, make them laugh, make them cry.
So this one is going to be very, very juicy. So definitely keep an eye out for that. So yeah, that's what I'm working on at the moment. But also every week coming on the show, I loved. This is just my therapy. Whenever I've had a bit of a rough week, it's always cool to come here to get these listeners to tune in. In fact, you know what? I'm so proud, guys, that my ratings have gone up a little bit. And to everybody who's been tuning in lately, again, like the past month or so, thank you so much, because not last week, but the week before, I had my 3rd ever listened show on the rating side, and I was so surprised and proud how much it got. And so lately, this show is definitely building up some momentum.
Keep at it, mate. That's the thing. Absolutely. Just keep going, keep doing your thing.
Exactly. And this is just like, this is always fun for me. Like, it's not just like people say, oh, you do it, but it's not a hobby. This is me. This is who I am. This is what I do.
Yeah.
And in fact, I've nicknamed myself Media Manigan, because I do film, I do radio, so I call myself Media Manigan.
It's an interesting thing to you bring up there with keeping going for one thing. We're so used to things happening so quickly now, aren't we?
Yeah.
You can do anything so quickly, but there's stuff that it's gonna take time.
Absolutely.
Like getting the voice of a cartoon character right, and over years, of working on it, and animation, stop motion animation, you can't do it quickly.
Exactly.
You mentioned there about doing lots of things, because this is the thing with me. I find that if I say, I do this and I do that, unless I concentrate fully on one thing, I do get a little bit lost. I do, and it's like, you need to focus on this, otherwise you're just going to go.
Luckily for me, I've been known as the king of multitasking.
You can do it. I wish I could.
21 years of doing it,
done.
Still getting there, still climbing the ladder. But I can honestly say that 2026 so far, just touching wood there, has definitely been a very, 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 very strong start.
That's good.
With the show and the filmmaking and everything like that. There's loads of exciting stuff happening definitely this year. Don't forget as well, guys, my last season of Outsmarted is going to be coming out on YouTube late December, but I am going to try to do a screening for the 1st of December. I'm going to try and aim for maybe later December, but I'm going to try.
Are all your films on YouTube, Reece, that you've made?
Currently at the moment, yes.
I was looking to try and see, look at your body of work on IMDb, and I think, well, I can't watch any of these.
Oh no, it's all on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
And my IMDb, there's not all of them on there. That's just actors who tagged me on there.
Oh, okay.
I currently don't have IMDb, but I was tagged by the actors who do the IMDb stuff. But with me, I'm more the YouTube. That's the filmography side. This is all my work. It's all on there.
Okay.
By the way, guys, subscribe. Reece M92. Reece M92. Make sure. So REECE M92. Just remember that. All one word, by the way, but the 92 is the number. Right. So we have now got. Let's have a look quickly. Literally 3 minutes to go. So I think we better make some final words. So, right, Ben, I got to say, having you on the show has been absolutely brilliant. It's been fun. We've had such a laugh.
Thank you,
it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on. Like, this is, again, it's a bit surreal, but it's so good that you've come on and done this. I'm honestly super grateful to you that you've done this, and you've given me your time, because that's a very precious gift to give to anybody. So I appreciate that you've come to the studio, you've given me your time. We've had a laugh. I'm glad that we get on really well, and it's great that we have the same sort of mindset in terms of film and everything. I appreciate you telling me your stories about Wallace and Gromit and how you got there and everything. I'm glad that you're a big fan of Jaws as much as I am. And no, it's been really super to have you on. I can't say it enough. So yeah, it's fully appreciated, and I'm sure. I mean, God, the amount of chats that I've had on it is one of the highest as well that I've had. I'm sure a huge amount of listeners have been tuning in as well.
We've got Charlene there. Is that who's
amazing show, Reece and Ben.
Thank you, Charlene.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, thank you to everybody who's tuned in and glad the support and everything. Like to know that Ben is still alive. He's here. But honestly, in all jokes aside, it's been an absolute privilege to have you on. And I hope that, maybe one day in the future you could come again to promote anything else you've got coming up. You're always welcome to.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so absolutely. And also, I'll continue to support you from behind the scenes, everything. Let me know when your theatre is coming up as well. I'll definitely try and make it.
Theatre in the bin.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, I can always say thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure to be here, honestly, and especially being a South Londoner as I am to be on it. And I think the message is, don't be afraid to talk to people on public transport.
Yes, if you see a celeb, just kindly shout hello and see what happens.
Well, come on, the overground Windrush line. It's just celeb heaven there, see you're going to meet them.
Exactly. I just think it was definitely fate that I got on the right carriage at the right time to see. Like that to me was just like, oh my God, that is fate right there. And then the fact that you wanted to come on the show was even more of like, this is just amazing. So thank you so much, 2026.
I'm glad you're happy, man.
I'm very happy, and I'm very happy you made it. I appreciate everything you've done today. So honestly, mate, it's been an absolute honour. So again, thank you.
Cheers, Reese. Let's keep doing things.
Absolutely. Right, just so as we got 30 seconds, don't forget, guys, I don't know why I'm going to say it like this, but those who haven't tuned in or couldn't tune in, I am filming the video. It will come up on YouTube one day soon, so I'll keep you updated about that so you can see the whole interview. Guys, to everyone who's tuned in, sent me messages, who's listened, who's enjoyed the show, thank you all again. Please come back next week. I do have a guest joining me next week, and as I say at the end of the show, that is a wrap.